Monday, the regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with my broadcast partners, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. Man, can you feel the excitement in the air? The fans here in Detroit ready to cheer on their Pistons in this interconference matchup. Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Gordon is the 2 with Evans playing small forward. Davis and Asik patrol the paint. And it's Holiday in at the 1. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, KCP, drafted 8th overall last season by the Pistons. Steve drafting for need there.
Yeah, Caldwell-Pope coming out of Georgia. He's got that three-point range. Really promising defender, too, at that 2-guard spot.
And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Clock at 2. The shot by Holiday, no good. Pass break, Detroit. Smith with the ball, stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Evans attacking, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And KCP struggling somewhat with his shot in his first season. Mostly stayed on the perimeter. He didn't get inside that often to try to get himself going. Sometimes you can get your perimeter game going by going inside. So we'll have to see how his offensive game progresses as his second season goes on.
Now here's Jennings. There's the dish to Caldwell-Pope. It's back to Jennings. Out to the wing. Here's Caldwell-Pope. Goes up from the top of the key. Evans gets the rebound.
And for Caldwell-Pope, a volume scorer at Georgia. He'd certainly shown the confidence to hit tough shots in the big moments in games. Sometimes rookies look to defer, but on a team in need of shot making, there seems a window for him to claim a larger role.
Now here's Jennings, following the shot by Evans. Outside Jennings. Pass to Caldwell-Pope. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Caldwell-Pope's got his second bucket.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Now here's Gordon. Evans goes in. Nice teamwork to set up the big play and make the space for the J.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Drummond with a screen on Holiday. Got a piece of it. And it's Monroe finishing it off.
Well, I tell you what, it was the good pick that was set that turned him loose.
And once he got around it, Steve, it was smooth sailing right to the hole.
Well, because of the pick, he had plenty of room. That's why he was able to power down that slam. Risky shot there. Size-wise, I mean, he easily comes out on the short end of the stick, so to speak.
With the nice high release, he had no problem getting it off and knocking it down.
Now here's Jennings. Pass to Monroe. Outside Gordon. Dishes to Davis. Gordon kicks to Asik. Clock at 6. Jennings against Gordon. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them. This New Orleans team is now in their second season as the Pelicans. The name, which was subject to some critique early on, has actually turned out to be nice for the franchise with a new group of players, new ownership, and it fits nicely into creating a new identity.
Here's Holiday. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Holiday's got his first bucket in this one.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Jennings passes to Caldwell-Pope. Drummond with a screen on Holiday. Caldwell-Pope gets to Jennings. Right side Jennings. Here's Drummond. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. Free throw good, Drummond.
Andre Drummond, arguably the league's greatest combination of size and athleticism since Dwight Howard. Maybe a shade less of a leaper, but when you look at Drummond's quickness, absolutely incredible. He's 6'11", 270 pounds, and he really does move like a guard.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Yarebko's checked in for Monroe. Butler comes in for Josh Smith. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Brandon Jennings. And he gets it to go. And Andre Drummond, guys, dominant from his rookie season. It's hard to fathom how he slipped to 9th in the 2012 draft.
Well, I think people just hadn't seen enough of him, Kevin. He was very inconsistent during his one season at UConn. And obviously the shooting is very suspect. People question his work ethic and did he love the game. But in retrospect, I mean, yeah, the Pistons got one of the best players in the draft that year.
Here's Rivers following the bucket by the Pistons. Asik with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Another shot, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and then let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. The Pelicans make their last shot. Meeks. Here's Drummond. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Well, good idea setting that screen, but the execution wasn't there.
No, it sure wasn't. I mean, you want it to be hard, but it also has to be legal.
The Pistons have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Now here is Augustine. Kicks to Meeks. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Here's Rivers. Passes it to Fredette. 1 second left. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
Well, the thing they tried to establish right away was the presence down low. You look at the points in the paint. I think that's been the difference.
Yeah, and I like the fact, Steve, that they're not settling for the outside shots. I mean, go in there and get what you want. Keep attacking the rim.
Caron Butler is out there with Yarebko. Then there's Monroe. Then it's Martin. And it's Augustine in at the point. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. At the elbow, Martin. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Martin's got his first basket of the night.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Count that one. And the Pelicans lead by 2.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yep, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Now here is Augustine. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Smith, no good. And Detroit has possession. Butler with the ball. Now Smith defending. Outside Butler. Feeds it to Augustine. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Augustine's got it all tied up now for the Pistons. The Detroit Pistons, a proud franchise, of course, from 03 to 08, 6 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. And Clark in 2004, the NBA title.
But the rebuild process has had its hiccups, Kevin, its speed bumps, if you will, some questionable free agent signings. There's talent there, but this team hasn't quite figured out how to come together.
Now, here is Monroe, following the miss by Austin Rivers. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
Selmans kicks to Rivers. Smith dishes to Davis. Back to Smith. 6 on the shot clock. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. Smith's got the lead up to 2 now for New Orleans.
And you look at the Pistons, some great size and athleticism inside, but they've lacked a high percentage outside shooting to space the floor offensively.
Now here is Martin. Monroe, the pass to Martin. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They sure are. That's 3 straight buckets that have come off of assists.
And you know, for the Pistons last season, you look at the size and shot blocking ability, and you thought that team would be tougher defensively. But that wasn't really the case. I think it has to be attributed to mindset. Those young, big, athletic guys have to become much tougher mentally at the defensive end to be really successful.
Now Augustine. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. And it's Martin missing. New Orleans in the lead. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
Well, let's take a look at how Anthony Davis fared last season. First in blocks, 11th in rebounding, and he became a real offensive threat, one of the top 15 scorers in the game.
And you called attention, Steve, to him being the shot blocks leader in the NBA. I mean, without a doubt, his presence on the low block gave them a dimension that very few teams enjoy. Having a presence there that can throw shots out of there, that's big.
Now here is Augustine. Now the pass to Martin. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
You know, it's a little strange to think of Detroit as being a team that runs, but they actually were better when they did run last year. They made good on a lot of opportunities in transition.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Pelicans?
And they're knocking down that mid-range jumper so far.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Omer Asher, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. Evans comes in for Anderson. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Smith. And it's Drew Holiday in for Rivers. As you said, guys, you think of basketball in the Motor City, you think of a very deliberate game, and Steve, tough D.
It had been the identity of basketball in this city for a long time, Kevin, but last year the Pistons were a top 5 team in fast break scoring. So, you know, when they run, they're at their best. So the city might be entering a new era in terms of the style of play.
Jennings with the bucket.
Beautiful ball movement at the end.
Last 5 trips, they've all ended with a great pass leading to a basket, Steve. I mean, they are really sharing the basketball.
Now here's Evans. And he makes good on the layup. Evans has got 6.
Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
1:02 left here in the second. Smith against Salmons. Smith kicks to Jennings. Smith sets the pick for Jennings. Back to Smith. Here's Drummond. The feed to Caldwell Pope. Smith inside. Salmons covering. Smith kicks to Singler. And Tyreek Evans is going to pick up the foul.
That's foul number 2 on him. It might not warrant sitting him entirely, but you know, another one before halftime, they could be in some trouble.
New Orleans making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. Jennings dishes to Caldwell Pope. Here's Smith. Nails the baby hook. Smith's got it all tied up now for the Pistons. The Pelicans have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Outside Holiday. He feeds it to Anderson. Pulls from the top of the key. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Here's Singler. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. Tie game in Detroit. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the side.